All right, friends, foes, countrymen, lend me your ears.
No clap. How do you sync the sound?
Bro, I got computers working double time. You hear me?
It just makes it easier with.
We get things done. Oh boy, you're doing it. You're still doing it manually, bro. We got computers. They look at my mouth. They line up the waveform. They see what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't need no bitch ass clap. Take one, scene one. Welcome to Nothing to See here. We have a this is a special podcast. This is the first time I've been away from MJ. Thank God, right? But we have someone in the building who I respect immensely, who I love like a brother. No, just kidding. I mean, I do love you, but not like a brother.
Yeah.
I've only known you for a day. No, I'm kidding. I've known you for a while. But yeah, it's been a little while, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I've been going to THC for about 4 months. So.
Yeah, people are gonna think we're talking about weed or something. He's talking about a comedy club.
Yeah.
And I was there when he started comedy.
Is it nice?
Yeah, I remember you came fucking hot wheeling in there. Like, what's up, bitches? That's what he said.
I'm gonna do this shit.
Yeah, he said, bitch, I got a gun, homie. Don't talk bad about me. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. No, dude, you were real low key. I remember you went up there. I can't remember what you said, but I remember you referencing it was either the first or second time you had ever done stand-up. Mm-hmm. And I was like, whoa, you look abnormally comfortable for that kind of position, right? I mean, at first, the first time I ever did stand-up, I went up there, and it was supposed to be for 5 minutes, and I had some dumb joke. This was what I went there with. I had a joke that was, I'm so glad that we don't have to take our wallets out anymore. Like it used to be wallet, phone, out the door. And now it's just like phone out the door because I can do everything on my wallet. I'm like, the only place you really need to take your wallet to is the strip club. And eventually that's even going to phase out. Yeah. And we're going to be up there putting our phones on strippers' pussies, ringing in tips. Ka-ding, ka-ding. And nobody... Oh, dude, they all hated it. It was like I felt like I was at like a women's club somewhere in Hollywood, and they were not feeling that joke. I didn't get a single laugh. And I remember it was like the earth stopped, and I like looked out because I paused. What's worse is I paused for laughter. And there was like one drunk guy in the back, like, but other than that, everyone was like, fuck you. Yeah. And I was like, all right. And then I had another joke. I still, to this day, I can't remember what it is because I whited out, dude. I just went white. And then I remember I heard some girl went up before me. Mm-hmm. She like did her set and she kind of stumbled at the end and she's just like, oh, whatever. Like, I'm just working it out today. And I thought that was like a cool comedy phrase. Yeah. So I said that at the end, like once I started fucking up, I was like, oh, I'm just working it out. Like to try to fit in. I didn't tell him it was my first time or anything. And I left before the end of it because I was so ashamed of myself.
Fuck it. I actually think I have a kind of like a little bit of an advantage because of my chair. So I think a lot of the times.
Because of your chair.
Well, because people. I think people are kind of rooting for me a little extra because of my chair. So I feel like it gives me, so people are not as like judgmental of me kind of thing. So I feel like, that might have helped me out a little bit. And then
absolutely.
And then I always tell people like, I'm just the type of person that if I get into anything, I kind of research like the shit out of it. Mm-hmm. So I was already kind of like, I feel like I was mentally prepared because I was like, okay, all the top comics said that their first open mics were shit. So mentally I was like, this is going to go bad. Mm-hmm. So I had already kind of like prepared myself. And then when people were kind of like laughing at some of the shit, I was like, oh shit. Like, so it gave me a little bit of confidence. Right. But overall, fuck, I was nervous as shit, man. Yeah. I was like, holy shit. Like I I kind of couldn't believe that I was actually up there fucking,
Yeah.
saying some shit.
Yeah.
I was like, that was a crazy experience for sure.
Yeah. And you have the thing you could always go back to, well, nothing's worse than getting shot.
Exactly. That's how I took it. I was like, no, like I literally said this on stage where I'm like, dude, I think I was more comfortable with the thought of like some violent shit happening to me than getting on the stage and just saying some shit like, for me, hell yeah.
You'd rather get jumped.
I'd rather get jumped.
You'd rather have motherfuckers wheel you out in the street.
For sure.
Incoming traffic, baby.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that real quick? He just got clocked by a car recently. So what happened? What was the story? It's simple, I know, but go ahead.
It's wild. Like, I was literally just going to the THC. I was crossing the street, and the thing about that street is that I realized from the second or third time that I crossed that street, I started mentally thinking like, please don't hit me, car. Like, whenever I saw a car that was gonna turn like left into where I was gonna cross, so I literally be like, please don't hit me, because I realized that just the way that street is shaped. Mm-hmm. It makes the cars that are turning left, they're a little bit closer to the it's weird. It's like a weird angle because the street
perfect
curves.
To hit a guy in a wheelchair.
Exactly. So
it's designed to do that.
I was literally just crossing the street and a dude didn't see me and just whacking. He said, "You need your disability booster, son. Let's keep you." Yeah.
Did it bring you back to like bumper cars or something? Did you get shook?
I went flying, bro. Like, it hit me and I flew out of my chair, bro.
Wait, you didn't stay wheeled?
Nah.
Oh, you came fully out of the chair.
I fully was ejected out of my fucking chair, bro.
Who got you? Who picked you back up?
Some comics, actually. They were heading to the, to the open mic or whatever, and they're like, comic down, and they went to fucking.
And that same night, I watched Ryan get hit by a car.
2 hours later, bro.
Damn. How crazy, huh?
Like, I think it was all me, bro.
Because
you
got some weird Latina energy.
Mm-hmm. I take people with me, bro.
Oh my God.
Literally, the night that I got shot, one of my cousins at another party got shot that same night.
All right. We're gonna go to this story. Yeah. So before we go any further, because we can go down a whole bunch of different roads. Yeah. But of course, I wanted to talk to you because I like you. But you also have a very you have a heavy story. You have a very interesting story, and it's crazy, right? Because people typically don't live through an event like that. Mm. So, before you got shot, So where did you grow up?
L.A. I was born and raised here in L.A.
And where'd you go to high school?
Huntington Park. I actually dropped out of high school. I only went a couple of years because all I was doing was just drugs. Chasing chicks.
Oh.
No, I was actually chasing the ladies.
Yeah, dude, the mamacitas. You're getting that. Yeah, you're getting that fucking that salsa verde.
I was getting all the salsa, my boy. All of it, like.
They got bushes, right? They keep their bush, or no?
No, not in my experience.
Okay, all right. So you're chasing chicks, and what happened?
And playing sports. That was like my two main things.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really feel like I wasn't really learning anything.
Did you go for like? Were you the guy that always had a girlfriend, or were you always trying to be with as many women as possible?
No, I actually in that sense I was pretty responsible because I was kind of aware of like STDs.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I was I would get into long relationships, like 1-2 year relationships, because of that.
Were there a lot of STDs in your school? Over in fucking Glen Oaks or whatever.
HP.
HP.
Well, I heard a lot of stories, man. Well, the thing is that we had a family friend that was like a nurse, so she would always be like, you don't know how many of these little girls come into my clinic, like,
yeah, they got the cheese.
Yeah, so I was like,
stay away from Valerie.
She kind of, man,
she got intel,
so she kind of scared me a little bit. So I was like, I ain't trying to catch, so I was always like, I'd rather just be with one chick and kind of like,
So you drop out of school in 10th grade. Your parents don't care.
Not really.
And what did you do? Did you have a job?
Yeah, I had moved to the state of Washington when I was younger for like 2 years.
Damn.
So I had like connections over there. So when I turned 18, they offered me a job up there, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go." You know, like I'm gonna go. So what made me come back to LA was that one of my cousins, one of my only male. Well, I have a bunch of male cousins, but on my mom's side, I have 2 male cousins that I was really close with, and one of them tried to commit suicide. So he shot himself 3 times in the face, and like we literally grew up together. So that to me, he's kind of like my brother.
Right.
So I literally, as soon as my sister called me and was like, you know, his name's Peter. And she was like, Peter tried to commit suicide. But I packed my shit and moved back. Like I literally came because I do see him like a brother. I was like, I need him to know that I was there, you know, like if he doesn't make it or whatever.
Was he conscious?
When I got there, nah, he wasn't conscious yet. I walked in, and his fucking head was like as big as a pumpkin. He couldn't talk because he blew out half of his mouth.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he blew out most of his gums and teeth on one side of his mouth. So he wasn't talking, like he had like a trach.
And he got 3 shots off?
Yeah.
All right here.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
And he survived?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you talked to him about it? Was it like the first one? Did he shoot it and then realize he was still alive and keep going?
That's exactly what happened.
Oh my god.
He shot himself, and then he was like, well, I'm fucking still alive, so let me do it again. So yeah, he like blew out half of his gums and his teeth, and then another bullet came out through like right here, and then the third one it just kind of exited to it like through the damage already. So like, if you see him, I mean, you could see that his face is like not 100% like.
Well, yeah,
right
I'm
there,
sure.
but you can't really like. It's not like you would think. Like,
right,
yeah.
Modern medicine. They did probably a fuck ton of work. So okay, so he shoots himself. The third one, he probably goes unconscious.
Yeah,
right.
Goes into
and then
shock
who finds him?
His mom actually.
Probably heard it.
Yeah, she heard the shots. And
was he upstairs in his room or something?
No, he. So it was a 1-story house, and there was like on the side there was like a little pathway.
Yeah.
That there was like it was like the house, and then there was like a gate. So in that, he had gone in that little pathway, and shot himself right there. Yeah.
Damn. Did you have any idea that he was feeling suicidal, or did you know that he had like depressive tendencies? Were there any signs?
Yes and no, because like I said, I was living in Washington. But what's crazy, what kind, our relationship changed after that, obviously.
Sure.
But I had been on vacation a week before he shot himself. I was in California. I had come with my girlfriend, and we were on vacation. We were here for like a week, and he was with us. Like I rented a car, and we were just doing a bunch of stuff.
Right.
And he had like a little bit of a black eye because he had gotten in a fight with my older cousin.
Yeah.
But it was like, I guess it was like a bigger deal than he had told me about.
Yeah.
So I like
you knew he was getting into trouble.
Yeah.
Shit like
but it
that.
wasn't the type of, it wasn't like, yeah, he never was like, I'm feeling a certain way. Like, it was just like that thing. So like to me, when I found out that he had done that, I was like, that's crazy. I was just there. Like he couldn't have told me, you know, if he was feeling a certain way.
Yeah.
So that kind of like messed me up a little bit.
Sure.
Like,
and I know in those frantic moments, you start going through probably every conversation you've had with him.
Yeah, for sure.
So how old was he?
When he shot himself, he's 3 years younger than me. I was like 20 at the time, so he was like 17.
So he was like high school age.
Yeah, he had just graduated high school. He was just about to graduate high school.
Where did he get a gun?
So in the house that he was staying at, it was my aunt's house. So two of my aunts were living in the same house, and one of my cousins, he was a security guard. So he had a gun.
Got it.
And then he had it in a safe.
Right.
But he was able to just fucking pop that shit open. And
what?
Yeah. He like broke
with a crowbar or something.
I don't know exactly how, but he just popped that shit open. And
that's a fucking shit ass safe, dude.
Well, it was
they got an upgrade.
It was like one of those like the little cases.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like those
I'm
gun
picturing like a
cases.
big gun safe.
Oh, no, it was like one of those like small gun cases.
Got it. Yeah.
Small, yeah.
Right. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So, does he leave a note?
No, I don't think he did. I don't
Yeah.
think he yeah.
Have you talked with him like extensively about that?
I have. I've tried to like,
Right.
try to ask him like what was going on through your head, like, why couldn't you talk to me type thing. But what he says is he doesn't even really know. Like he can't give you 100% like.
Yeah.
I think it was just like
I get that.
a
It's
number of things that were just like
piled up,
and then
especially when you're that age too. I remember me like processing any type of like heavy or potent emotion is so hard because you don't really have perspective, right? Like I remember, for example, this is way different and it doesn't, it pales in comparison, but like breaking up with a girlfriend or something, I remember at that age feeling like this is the end of my life. That kind of desperation, like you make the stakes way higher than they really are.
Yeah.
In my experience, because I didn't have too much perspective and I didn't really know what was going on with me. I couldn't identify what was happening, right?
Yeah,
like look back in any kind of hindsight or,
well, it's like that's when you're younger, like that's your whole world, it's like high school and all that shit. It's like that's your bubble and like you think that's everything to you. So if some shit goes down, that's like there's been a ton of people that I bet you have like killed themselves because they broke up, and it wasn't just so much because of the breakup, but it was just it might have been a bunch of things together, and then the breakup was the final thing that was like fuck it. So
okay, so he shoots himself. You come down to LA, right? And what's that like at first? Is it? I'm sure it's probably super intense feelings in the air with your family.
No, yeah, it was crazy. Like everybody was like, just kind of.
Was he in a coma? Sorry to cut you off.
Nah, actually, I don't think he was. Like,
so when you went to see him, he was in the hospital.
Yeah.
And how'd he look?
Like fuck, his head was literally the size of a pumpkin, bro. Like
could
it
you
was
see
huge.
Was he recognizable at all?
Man, like when your head is that swollen, like your face doesn't look like your face. Like it's just like wild.
But did he blow his face off?
No.
What kind of gun was it?
It was a.
Was it a handgun?
Yeah, it was a 9. I think it was a 9mm. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it was. But the way that the bullets exited, like it did damage, but it didn't do like the type of damage like that you would imagine. Yeah. So he had to get they had to like remove a piece of his leg, a part of his like bone in one of his legs. No, like piece of bone to rebuild his jaw. And then to this day, I don't think he's gotten like dental surgery and stuff. So he's still fucking missing half of his fucking teeth and gum. So he just like uses one side basically to chew. But you like it's crazy.
Can you see? Does he have his cheek still?
Yeah, like if you were to see him,
so you'd have to look in his mouth to see that he doesn't have that shit anymore.
You would really have to kind of like look at him like
intensely,
like from right here. Yeah, like really try to. If not, you'd be like, damn, he probably just cut himself or some shit.
Yeah. Wow. So you guys are back. You're 20, whatever. So coming back to Halloween night. So what do you remember about that day before the party?
Right. It was actually weird if I really think about it. There was a few signs, like I was doing certain things that I wouldn't normally do.
Like what?
So one example that I give is like I used to work at a mall. I used to be a security guard at a mall. I mean, when I got shot, I was working at U-Haul. I wasn't working at the mall, but I knew a lot of people at the mall. And there used to be a Domino's inside the mall, and one of my good friends that I was cool with. I was kind of trying to like get at her, kind of like talk to this girl. So I would like whenever I'd go to the mall, I would like make the excuse and stop and get a slice of pizza. I would just like try to talk to her. So I'd like get a slice of pizza and then just hang out with her, like hang out with me for a little bit. So I would like eat my food or whatever, and then she'd like come and chill with me, like sit down with me, and we'd like have a little conversation. And that day, I got the pizza, and for whatever reason I left, and I went to go eat it in my car, and I can't explain that.
And you would always talk to
I would
this
always
chick.
stay and talk to her, and she was there. Like, she gave
Get
me
that
food.
chile relleno. Yeah.
I was trying to.
Yeah, but that day, you went back to your car.
Yeah, and I can't really explain why I did that. And then
Was it like a feeling of, were you trying to isolate intentionally?
that's what I don't know.
Inexplicable.
I don't know. It was out of character.
So you
for
worked
me.
that day?
No, I wasn't. No, I was off that day.
What about the pizza thing?
No, I would just go to the mall to hang out.
Oh, I thought. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I thought you were, but you also worked at that mall, just separately.
No, I was a security guard, and then I got fired, and then I was working somewhere else. But I would still go to the mall. It was real close to my house.
I thought you meant you were a security guard at the mall.
No. Well, I was, but then I got fired.
Got it.
So I would still go back to the mall though and hang out.
I see. Interesting, but you went back to your car.
Yeah.
And then, so when did the party? When did that idea come into the air?
My sister called me and she was like, "Yo, like my friend's
Older
having this
sister?
party." Older sister, yeah.
Got it.
She called me and she was like, "Yo, my friend's having a party. If you guys wanna go," because I had a girlfriend at the time, and then that's the other thing. I would avoid going to parties because overall, anytime that I would go to a party, somebody would have an issue with me. Like,
Really?
Yeah, like I literally say that I used to be able to, like, if I would have gone to a party and just stand in a corner and look at the wall, somebody would have an issue with that with me. Like, that's how much.
I wonder if it's the goatee.
I don't know, man.
Because you're quiet. I mean, you're a very nice guy, but
Yeah.
also, back then you said you were pretty quiet, right?
Yeah.
Reserved?
Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, man, dude just didn't like me, man. Like,
Yeah.
actually never. Like, even in school, from like 3rd, 4th grade, like, dude
People just didn't like you.
Specifically,
Have you
guys.
had a goatee since 3rd grade?
Almost. Shit, I was like 12, 13.
Yeah. See, with me, it's obvious. Like, people don't like me because I'm fucking loud, right? And I start making fun of them or something.
Yeah.
You know, or their girlfriends.
Yeah, not me.
I like making fun of annoying women at the party who think they're like hot shit.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing. To this day, I still do that.
Nah, that'll get you in trouble though, because there's always a dude that's like wants to. I'll protect you and try to, you know. So,
for sure.
Yeah,
but nothing bothers me more than like a self-righteous, really good-looking woman who knows it, and just kind of walks around like, you know.
Yeah.
She's the fucking whatever Daenerys Targaryen of the party, and we all must bow.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of women.
A lot of them, especially in Los Angeles.
I kind of have a little joke about it where I'm sure you've seen it where a really hot girl she'll be like showing her tits a little bit or sticking out her ass, and she'll write a comment, like a post like, "Could you handle this?"
Oh, the worst.
And I'm just like, bitch, like, there's some nerdy motherfuckers right now fucking
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
Correct.
even the nerdiest motherfuckers, like, what, our dick's gonna melt when we stick, what the fuck, how are we not gonna handle, like, get the fuck out of here.
I almost respect that more. What I don't like, even worse than that, is when a girl posts a very revealing picture, right? What I see, like, I'm not going to say her name, but someone will post a very revealing picture and her kid will be in it, like in the background or on the side. And the caption will be like, "I love my little boy," pretending like she's posting that picture for her kid and to show her kid. But we all know the reason you post that is because your tits look incredible.
Yeah.
And that's what you want people to look at, not the kid, but
Yeah.
you just can't admit it. So you're going to hide behind this idea that you're a good mom or something. Yeah, that I don't like. Or what I follow, like, a lot of musicians' pages, so sometimes on feeds I'll scroll through some hot, just this dime piece, playing something on guitar, right, acoustic guitar, and her tits are just pouring over the strings on the guitar, and it's just like a straightaway shot, and it'll be like, "I love this song," and it's, stop.
Yeah.
Just put the guitar away, right? Just take a video of your tits and say, "Here are my tits."
Yeah.
No one's listening to the music.
Yeah.
Or your dumb fucking TikTok dance, right? There's some God, I was looking at this one the other day. There's like, she's a nurse, right? And it's like, I forget. It's some dumb song, and the caption's like, that feeling when it's 5 minutes until you clock out. And she's like dancing around the room, right? Like, oh, this, I feel so great before I leave work. But her ass is just enormous, popping out of her nurse fucking scrubs.
Yeah.
Just show your ass and say, can you handle this?
Yeah.
Right?
We know what
So
y'all
then
doing. We know what you guys are doing.
You're not
with that shit.
fooling
Just-
anyone,
Yeah.
and it's fucking dumb. So just be hot. That's fine. But just don't try to hide behind something actually nice or cool.
Yeah.
Right? Like us mortals have the same feeling that we get to leave
Like, look
work.
at my puppy.
Oh,
They're fucking showing all their tits and shit, like the puppies out of the fucking...
Get that fucking chihuahua out of here. Chihuahua. So okay, so this your sister calls you, and she says there's this party. You're usually reserved, right? Mm-hmm. Now I know that you dressed up as Spider-Man.
Yep.
What did your girlfriend dress up as?
She didn't go, actually.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
What happened?
She wasn't with me.
She didn't want to be your Mary Jane?
No, what happened was that she was home, and then like she kind of lived like she was a little not far. She was like 30. It was a 30-minute drive, and it was already late when my sister had hit me up, and then I was gonna drink.
Right.
And then this is another.
Did you have? Wait, what do you mean you're gonna drink?
I'm Latin, man. We get permission to drink when we're 18. Man.
Right, I know. But what did that have to do with your girlfriend?
Oh, well.
Did you used to get really drunk?
No.
And she didn't like to be around it?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's why, because I wouldn't drink a lot, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get fucked up tonight." So I was like, "I'm just."
Which is out of character.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And why didn't your girl go? Because she's too far away?
Well, that, and then I had crashed my car like a month before the party, and I was still fixing it. It was running. I would use it here and there, but I didn't like driving far with it.
Damn.
Because it was a little like...
So the world was kind of telling you not to go.
That was another thing, bro. Like, I would never go anywhere without my car. I hated letting other people drive me. And that night...
I know. I'm the same way.
Yeah, that night, well, I was like, fuck it, well, you can have your boyfriend pick me up. That was another thing out of character.
Oh, you were going to have your sister's boyfriend pick you up?
Yeah, he picked me up, man.
Okay, but your sister's at the party too.
Yeah, we met up with her because he was working. He got off work and then he stopped to pick me up. And
where'd you get the Spider-Man costume?
I went to buy it. Like I was that's why I went to the mall to get the costume
and a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, so you'd known about the party?
Yeah.
Okay.
She had told me. Like,
got it. So is your sister dressed up?
Yeah, she was like a pirate or something.
So you get to the party and what's it like?
It was cool actually. It was actually one of the coolest parties I had been to as far as like the atmosphere, like, cause like I said, whenever I'd go to a party, there'd always be like dudes fucking looking at me like, the fuck, homie, like, you know. And at this party, everybody was just cool. Everybody was dancing. I was doing the "You Crank That Soldier Boy." That was the last song I danced, bro. Ain't that a bitch?
At least you got one last Soldier Boy in there.
I got that
You cranked that.
So we were literally like,
Fuck
it was
yeah.
dope, man. We were like group dancing, like we were drinking. It was fun, man. It was like a fun.
Right.
There was like
no one was trying to fight you.
Nah,
I love the idea that people are always trying to fight you.
Bro.
Something about that's hilarious because you're the nicest guy. But everyone here was cool.
Yeah, like there was no kind of like nothing.
So you were out there cranking it.
We were.
And when did the tide turn? When did you feel something?
That's the thing. It never did until the very end.
Damn.
Okay, so we were there at the party. We had gotten like a 24-pack of beers. It was like $150, and we had just finished the last beer. So we were like, "Fuck it, let's try to go find a store before 2 a.m."
Mm-hmm.
So my sister's boyfriend, his friend that had gone with us in the car, me, and one of our other friends that had gone, because there was two cars that went to that party of people that we knew.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the guys that was in the other car, he went with us to try to get beer.
Mm-hmm.
And then this was in Northridge. I got shot in Northridge, and this was in 2007. So like you couldn't just pop out GPS on your phone. You had to like MapQuest or some shit.
You had to print the shit out.
Yeah. So we didn't really. We literally were like went out searching for a store without really knowing the area. So we didn't find a store. So we went back. we went back to to the party, and I was like, well, I have alcohol at my house. Let's just all go to my house and get fucked up, because everybody wanted to keep partying.
Right.
But we had run out of liquor or whatever. So we didn't find anything. We went back to the party, and then when we got there, he parked his car facing the wrong way on the street. So you know how like on one way all the cars are facing this way. So he parked on the wrong side of the street.
Yeah.
And then we just left the car there, and we went to find two of my sisters were at the party.
Got it.
So we went to find my sisters and everybody. And then we were all in the car already. We were in the car.
You guys were all having a good time.
Yeah.
Right? No one's thinking anything.
Nothing.
Okay.
So we all go back to the cars. We're in the cars, and in the time that it took us to find them, some cars had come, and they had kind of blocked us in a little bit. So there was I think it was like a black Escalade in the middle of the street, kind of blocking us in the front. And then there was a car in the back, so we kind of were stuck. We couldn't really.
And you guys had pulled into the driveway.
No, we were kind of in front of somebody's driveway,
okay,
but on the opposite side of the street, facing the wrong way. So we kind of waited in the car for maybe 5 minutes, and the cars didn't move.
Yeah.
And then my sister's boyfriend, he burned rubber in the car, and then when
while in park.
Yeah, he power braked it.
To say, get the fuck out of my way?
Basically.
Yeah.
And then one of the guys, I think it was a Escalade. One of the passengers of the Escalade, he came out. He came to where my sister's side of, because my sister was in the front passenger seat. Mm-hmm. And he came to her side, and he said something, and
do you remember what he said?
Nah, I don't remember. It was something like fucking relax. He said something like that, to
Got
that.
it.
And then we had all been drinking, so I was a little bit lit. So I was I said, "What? Fuck you!" But I don't think he even heard me, because he was already walking to the front to the driver's side.
And you were in the back.
I was in the back of behind the driver.
Got it.
So then when this guy comes over, my sister's boyfriend gets out of the car, and they start fighting. They literally just start fighting.
The guy who was in the Escalade and your sister's boyfriend.
Yeah, the driver of the car.
They're fist fighting.
Yeah, they're fist fighting. And then I was like, fuck. So I said that shit, but once they started fighting, I was like, fuck. My sisters were there. I was like, nah, this shit, So I tried to get out of the car. I tried to get out to stop the fight, and I couldn't get out. The door got stuck. There was something wrong with the door. He had an older car. And then I was in there for maybe 30 seconds to 40 seconds trying to get out. And then I finally did. And I opened the door, and as soon as I stepped out, somebody pistol whipped me. They hit me over the head with the gun.
Damn.
As soon as I was stepping out, they hit me, and they hit me 3 times. I guess they hit me, and when I was on the floor, they still hit me because it cut me. I had cuts from it. And then
you didn't see this person, the assailant who hit you in the head.
Nah.
Got it.
I guess it I don't know if it it blacked me out, because I don't remember getting hit. I just know from what they told me that. So it was once he hit me, it was him and 1 or 2 other guys kicking me and shit. And then the other car that was with us, once they realized that something was going down with us, they came out, and then they got the people off of me. And then I stood up, and then my head felt really cold. So I went like that. I touched my head, and then my hand was just full of blood. And then I got mad. And then I was like, fuck this. Somebody's going to get fucked up now.
Yeah.
So I kind of started looking, and the first guy that was not with us, I hit him. We were when I hit him, we were in the middle of the street, and when I hit him, he fell on the sidewalk. And then I fell mounted on top of him.
You fell what?
Mounted on top of him.
You mounted him.
Basically,
Got it.
Because I hit him, and then he fell, and then I just kind of fell on top of him. And then I was just fucking hitting this guy. Hitting him, And then, shit, I don't even remember. I remember hitting him, but I think I was so angry that I wasn't hearing shit. Literally just seeing fucking red. I think that's as mad as I've ever been in my entire life, I think. So I was hitting him, and then I started hearing, stop, he has a gun. Stop, you're gonna kill him, because this dude was already laid out, and I was still hitting him.
So 2 different voices. Stop,
no,
you're gonna kill him, and stop, he has a gun.
Yeah, it was the same voice, and they just said those 2 things.
Okay.
And it was my older sister. And then once I realized, I was like, oh fuck, like I stood up, and then like my shirt was all full of blood already. So I was like, fuck. So I just left that dude. And then mind you, she said he has a gun, but I never saw the gun. So
And who she was referencing was the guy you were just beating the fuck out of.
yeah.
So you were on top of him.
Yeah.
So, but you never saw it. Did she say he had it in his hand when he was getting beat up?
She just said he has a gun.
Okay.
But so I don't know if I just hit him so fast and everything happens that he didn't have time to react with the gun,
right,
or it wasn't loaded.
Yeah, got it. Or he just hadn't fired it yet for whatever reason.
Yeah, like I think that's what it was. That it just me hitting him and everything happened so fast that he literally, like, I laid him out before he had time to do anything, basically.
So once you get up off him,
I was like, fuck, like I want to go try to find her boyfriend again.
Mm-hmm.
So I went, and it took me a little bit because it was like a crowd of people. It was like a party, like everybody had started coming out of the party already.
Yeah.
So there was like a crowd of people, and then like it took me a little bit to kind of like find him, and then like I walked a little bit. So and then I found him, and then we started walking back toward his car. And then the dude that I had laid out, he had gotten up, and then I guess, I don't know. That's why I say I don't know if the gun was loaded, because I guess he went back to the car, and I think at that moment he loaded the gun, and then he put that shit in reverse. So when we were crossing, first he tried to run us over with the Escalade, so we fucking like ran out of the way, and then we were going toward his car, toward my sister's boyfriend's car. And then this dude like jumped out, and the bullet hit me from behind. Like I didn't even see him.
So you were walking towards the car. He had reversed behind you down the street. Then he stopped. Mm-hmm. You're running to the car.
Yeah.
And do you hear it go off?
Nah, I don't think I heard the first gunshot. My sister was like, no, and that's when I fell.
Got it.
Yeah, like as soon as it hit me, it like paralyzed me instantly. Like I fell to the floor, and then I was more mad. Like my first instinct was to try to get up, like to go toward this dude that had just shot me.
So when you fell, did you then see him?
Yeah, he came toward me. He still shot at me 2 more times. Like, and I don't know how he didn't shoot me again, because he was like maybe like 6 feet away from me, and like he just. Like
so he shoots you, bullet goes through you, you fall down, and he's walking up on you, firing a gun, and you're essentially flat on your back, watching him shoot at you.
Basically. And he just shot at me 2 more times, and like, I don't know how he didn't shoot, like, because he was so close to me, like the flashes were just like almost in my face. Damn. That's what it felt like. And then my sister's boyfriend tackled him.
Nice.
And then he took the gun away from him, and he like tried to shoot this dude, but he had emptied the bullets out already.
Hell yeah, sister's boyfriend. Good on him. Granted, right, I mean, the situation, but he tackled the dude. Yeah.
So once, like I was like, I can't move, like I can't feel my legs or whatever. Like they realized that I was like shot. That's when we were just like, fuck it, like just get me in the car. And
where had this guy gone?
He was my sister's boyfriend was just fucking him up. Yeah. But my sister was like, fuck it, like my brother shot. So then our focus turned to getting me to the hospital.
And did he come pick you up and get you into the car?
Yeah, like threw me in the car.
So he stopped beating the dude up.
Yeah,
and did
he
the
just
dude
left him there.
Did the guy run off?
Once like it like the idea turned to like get me to the hospital, like basically we were just like, fuck it,
that's our goal.
Yeah.
Right. Now, when did you realize you couldn't move?
Instantly. As soon as I tried to get up, I was like, shit, what the fuck, something's wrong, like I couldn't get up.
And when you got hit, did you feel anything physically? Nothing.
That's the crazy thing, that I've been shot, and I feel like I still don't know what it's like to get shot, because I had no pain, nothing. It was just floor, and then it just felt like.
Do you remember in your head the thought of, while this guy's coming at you, to stand up?
Yeah.
And you couldn't.
Yeah, that was.
And what was that experience like?
Crazy. It was crazy, but at the same time, I thought it was just the type of thing where like, okay, like it's like a injury, like they could fix me, like I'll be cool, you know?
Right.
Like I had no idea that it was like how severe it was, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I knew what a spinal cord injury was a little bit because the girl that I was dating at the time, the place that she lived, a guy lived there that he got shot in the neck when he was 15. So he was like in a chair. He was a quad. So I had just really started kind of learning about what a spinal cord injury is. And then and then I got shot.
Did you know you could move your hands immediately?
Yeah.
You couldn't get up.
Yeah, I just like nothing. Like it felt like someone was just like holding me down. Like I literally couldn't. Yeah, it was like a crazy.
I know, like obviously as someone who hasn't had that experience, I'm trying to, I guess it would be impossible for me to really conceptualize that experience of not being able to get up and your brain, right, is telling your body to do something and your body not respond. Obviously, you know, we've all been hurt where it's been like, fuck, but you know, you can move, right? So that must have been fucking scary.
Scared.
Did you know immediately when you couldn't get up, did your brain go to paralyzed?
Nah.
You just went to seriously hurt.
Yeah. I just thought like, oh shit, like fuck.
And did you know you'd been shot?
Yeah, like I figured. I was like, and then I mean, once he shot at me 2 more times, I was like, okay. And then my sister saying like, no. It was kind of like, okay, this dude fucking shot me.
And now, did the bullet hit your spinal cord?
Yeah.
And did it ricochet out of you?
No. So it hit my spinal cord. It went through my lung and it circled my heart.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So what happened was that when it hit my spine, it split in 2 pieces.
Right.
And a piece of it is still stuck in my spine.
Right now?
Yeah. And then the other piece is the one that went through my lung. And then
is it too dangerous to try to get out?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, and they don't want to fuck with it anymore because your spinal, I mean, that, right, controls your whole body, different parts of it.
So basically, like, if they ever find some kind of cure or some way to fix us, they're going to have to go in and kind of, like, probably clean up the area or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the bullet never left your body?
No.
So it hit your spine, circled around your heart?
Yeah, it hit my spine and then it went through my lung. Like, it went through my lung and then it, like, curved up and it's somewhere real next to my heart. Like, it came so close to my heart that, I don't know, have you ever heard of an EKG?
Yeah.
It's like a test they do.
Electrocardiogram.
Yeah, so my EKGs now come out like, it looks like my heart is too big for my body. That's how close the bullet came to my heart.
Why did it swell? Did your heart swell?
I have no idea.
Why does it look like your heart's too big?
Well, it reads that way, but it's not.
I see.
Yeah. So the bullet messes with the
Got it.
Yeah. I guess the metal aspect of it.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it fucks with the feed. Huh. Wow. So okay, so you get in the car. I'm sure there's panic in the air.
No, actually not. Like, I was calm. Like, I wasn't really saying it. I was just kind of like, fuck it, just get me to the hospital.
Were you bleeding out crazy bad?
Yeah, I was bleeding from everywhere. I was bleeding from my head. I was bleeding from my bullet hole. I was bleeding internally because blood was going into my lung.
Because the bullet pierced your lung too.
Yeah.
And you didn't feel any of it.
Nah.
And did someone in the car wisely cover up the wound?
Yeah. They were like,
who did that?
My sister's boyfriend. Yeah. So the people that were in the car, it was my sister's boyfriend, my sister, me, and her boyfriend's really good friend. So after I got shot, his friend was driving. My sister was in the front passenger, and her boyfriend was with me in the back seat. And then he started looking for my bullet hole, and so he kind of like, you know, like plugged my bullet hole basically.
Damn, he fingered your shit?
Basically.
He put his finger in there?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was like feeling around?
Yeah.
Dang, dude, you got fingered.
That's why I said I have a whole joke about it, bro. I've been fucked in ways that nobody been fucked before.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, so...
So he fingered your hole. He plugged it off.
And then we were just like passing red lights, going to the hospital. We just kind of like went to the first hospital that he knew or whatever.
And when you got there, did you immediately go into surgery?
No.
Really?
No, I actually didn't have any surgeries from the bullet at the moment.
What did they do when you got there?
What they did is they stuck tubes in my lung, so because there was blood going in it, so to drain out the blood, they put 2 tubes in my lungs, and then
when you got there, did they like burst you in through the ER?
Basically, yeah, they dropped me in the ER. They threw me on like a gurney, whatever.
Did they do a good job, or did they fuck up the hospital?
I think they did the best job that they could do, because I went to Valley Presbyterian, and they're mainly like a delivery hospital where they deliver babies. That's like their main thing that they do.
Yeah.
They don't specialize in trauma.
Those doctors are probably like, "What the
Holy
fuck is
fuck.
Yeah,
Yes.
this ain't a baby."
Yeah, hell no.
Yeah.
So I feel like they did like the best job that they could for.
Was that just the closest hospital?
Yeah.
Got it.
So I don't know if like usually if there's any kind of like if you have any kind of like violent trauma or crash, they take you to General Hospital, because that's the best hospital equipped for traumas.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Cedars.
Yeah, Cedars is a second. Yeah. So I don't know if things would have been different if I had gone to a hospital, but I doubt that they would have.
Right.
So they stuck 2 tubes in my lungs, and then they took them out, but they took them out too early. Like it wasn't healed right, so blood started going back into. So they stuck 2 more tubes, and then they took those out too early again, and then after they take them out, normally what they do is they do an X-ray to make sure that there isn't like damage. So they took that X-ray, but they didn't check it. They took that X-ray really late at night, and they didn't check it, and then.
Oh, so it sounds like they fucked up.
So throughout the night, blood was going into my lungs, and I didn't notice until I woke up, and then it's fucked up because my dad and one of my younger sisters were walking into my room when I started choking on my own blood. Like literally, I couldn't get air. Like I was like, ugh, like gasping.
What was that like?
Fucking scary, bro. When you, like,
did you fall asleep?
No,
when you got there, were you awake all night, the whole night through?
No, I had fallen asleep, and when I woke up, I guess like I was breathing so lightly when I was sleeping that I didn't feel anything.
Did they give you a bunch of drugs
after?
No, like when you got.
Oh yeah, I was getting morphine. I had that morphine on deck. You know.
Got it.
I was like, I'm in pain, but I
pressing that button, baby.
I just needed that medical grade heroin.
Yeah, that sweet nectar.
But
I know all about that. Anyway, so
they had to take me into like emergency surgery, and they removed a piece of my lung just so they could just zip it up and.
Got it.
Yeah. So that was the only surgery I had up to that point from the shooting.
Did you move from that hospital to another, or no?
Nah, I was there for about a month, and then they transferred me to a rehab hospital, to Rancho Los Amigos in Downey. They specialize in like spinal cord and brain injuries.
And so, at what point did they deliver the news that you were paraplegic?
So I got shot at around like 2:30, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And then they got me to the hospital, and I passed out. Like as soon as I was on a gurney, the last thing I saw was like just lights passing over me, and then I knocked out. So then I woke up that morning at around like 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And when I woke up, the doctor came in, and he grabbed my big toe, and he was just like, "Can you move your toe?" And I was like, I tried to, and I couldn't. And then he was just like, "You're gonna be paralyzed for the rest of your life." Just like that.
He did the toe thing?
Yep.
First?
Yeah.
Fucking dick. Why didn't you know?
I mean,
if he knew that, was he just double checking?
No, he was just seeing if,
That's the test.
I guess.
Yeah. Right. That's the foolproof, I guess, OG test. Can you feel this?
Yeah. Can you move this?
No. You're paralyzed for life.
Yeah.
So is that exactly how it went?
Basically.
He goes, "Can you feel this?"
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, "Nope." And he says, "You're gonna be paralyzed for life."
Yeah. Pretty much.
Damn, bro. And were you like, "What?"
I was like, "What the fuck?" I said something like,
angry?
"What?" No, because I was kind of naive about it, because I still thought that it was kind of like
No.
It was kind of like mind over matter type thing. I was like, if I mentally
do enough,
and then
you can rehab your way out of this.
Yeah. So I didn't really understand
what paralyzed
what
really
it meant. So I was in the hospital for a month, and still I was kind of like, I'll get better. And then I got to the rehab center, and there they gave you like this booklet. It's just like a folder with like information on like a bunch of things that you're gonna have to learn about your injury or whatever. And when I started reading that, that's when I realized, like, one day one of my physical therapists was walking in, and I was like, I'm fucked, huh? Like, and she didn't say anything, but she just looked at me like, like, that's when I was really like, okay, this shit is serious, like, I'm not coming back from this type thing.
Was it difficult to accept at first?
I
would just imagine having probably it's one of those things, right, where nobody can have that experience or even really think about what that's like. There's nothing similar to it, right? The only people who really understand it are other people who've been paralyzed. Yeah. But you didn't have like a period of like anger or regret or
like, if I thought about it, then yeah, I'd be like, why did I go to the park? That type of thing.
And there's so many.
Like, why
that's just a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's like literally like so when in that time that we were out looking for alcohol, we stopped at a 7-Eleven, and then the guy that was with us that was in the other car, he was old enough. He was 18 already. He was over 18. At that time, you could buy cigarettes at 18. Yeah. But he looked like a baby. He had like a baby face, and he didn't have his ID. So he went in, tried to buy cigarettes. They didn't sell it to him. And then my sister's boyfriend went in with him to buy them. And then they didn't want to sell it to him because he was like, you're going to buy it for this fucker. Right. And then so we wasted like 10 minutes there. So like those 10 minutes. Fucking asshole. So it's like, if you really want to get specific, like there's little things, where like if you really want to think about it.
And that can go, that goes for anything.
It could be like, why did he burn rubber? So like I chose to not really let myself go there.
So was the reason, and I know I don't want to sound like was the reason for the guy shooting, was it because you guys all got into a fight, or was he looking for somebody? Was there a reason he was there with a gun?
That's what we don't understand. What I think now, after the fact, because there was no drama at the party, what I think I think it might have been like an initiation. Like he was gonna get initiated into a gang, and some gangs have you shoot and kill somebody to get initiated. Yeah, so right. It might have been that situation, because they never said said any gangs, anything. Like if they would have said anything, we would have found out who shot me. But they never said anything.
Who never said anything?
The guys that shoot, like they never were like this. They never claimed the gang
while it was happening.
Yeah. Like throughout the incident, like they never said anything. And then like they were pretty quiet about it. Like they fucking kept that shit under wraps, because normally.
How long were you guys trying to figure out who it was, or did you ever figure out who it was?
Nah. Like he never got arrested or anything. Well, so we were trying to find out like the hood way, because like most of the time, anything that happens in the street, in jail, they'll know about it. They know who did it and everything. Yeah. And then at the time, he's out now, but I had an uncle that was doing like 25 years. So he was like connected in there. He was like a shot caller. So like if they would have found out who it was, he had the power to like green light their whole gang. Yeah. But they never said anything. Like nobody ever talked about,
Do you think maybe they were just two dumb fucking kids who got into a fight and their tempers took over?
They weren't kids though. Like the guy was older than me for sure.
Oh, he was a grown ass man.
He wasn't grown. He was like, I would say like 25 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. So he wasn't like a young guy. Like he wasn't young.
Right. But still, that's certainly young enough.
Yeah.
To be being initiated into. I'm thinking like. Though I thought it was like a 17 or 18-year-old kid.
Yeah, no, he was older for sure. Yeah.
And okay, and did you guys try? Did you try to? Did you have a lot of anger towards that guy specifically?
Not really.
Did you want him green lighted? Like,
I wouldn't have cared if they would have green lighted him. But I wasn't like
I need to make this happen.
Yeah. And like
I need
like
revenge.
people in my family, like they can't, like my cousin that shot himself. He was living in Colorado when I got shot, and he ended up doing what I did for him. He basically moved back to California, and he came ready to. He wanted to go back to the part, like to like if somebody was gonna be there or something, like.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, bro, just let it go, like whatever. Like I never even really thought about that guy after the fact.
Yeah.
If I really think about it, it was just kind of like, cause what's the point?
Yeah, right.
Like it shit already happened. Like, what's the point of, like, even?
You told me like your aunt said something crazy. Like, didn't she tell you something when you were young?
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Like led up to this between you and your cousin.
No, so there's like this. It was my grandma actually. So the story is my grandma, and she does like, I don't know. I guess she sees shit, and she's on some witchy shit. Like I personally don't really believe in that stuff, but a lot of my family
That
does.
chupacabra shit.
Yeah, that wild shit. So the story is that she told our parents that all three of us were gonna get shot because my mom has two sisters and they each have a son, one son, and the rest are females. And that's the story that
she told your mom.
Our parents that we were all gonna get shot.
What the fuck?
And
what a fucked up fucking... Wait, out of nowhere? Did she just say it one day?
That's the thing, because they believe in this shit. Like, they... Like,
right.
Yeah.
Did your mom, like, warn you?
Nah. Like, I don't... Like, it...
She probably didn't believe it.
Yeah, nah. Like, why would you? Like...
So she just came out and was like, all the men in this family will be shot.
Yeah.
And that ended up happening.
Yep.
God damn, dude.
Yeah.
There's stories like that which really make you do double takes at the psych on Sunset,
mm-hmm.
right? You see the neon sign, and you're like, fuck that. But fuck, dude, I've heard a bunch of crazy little mythologies like that come true.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, there's that whole saying of, like, if you put something out there, you're kind of like...
Oh, do you think?
So I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
you think she manifested it?
That's what that would be some people's argument toward it. And then I also might have manifested it because I always, in a sense, knew I was gonna get shot. Like, I just had a feeling just from all the interactions, like I said, at parties and all that shit. I kind of just always knew it. Like, you could even ask some of my ex-girlfriends. I verbally said it. Like, I think I'm gonna get shot at some point.
Damn.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 36.
Got it.
Yeah, so I was 6.
So you're like 10 years older than me.
Yeah, I'm 10 years older than you.
Hell yeah, baby.
Yeah, so
you look fucking great, though.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, baby.
Well, I don't know about all this white hair.
Do you got some?
Oh
yeah, you do. I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
That's barely. You have to. Yeah, that doesn't count. I feel like the white hairs here don't really count.
No.
Right?
I mean, well, I have a lot. It's just these are small.
Do you got them on your head, though?
Some, yeah.
Oh, you got a few here and there?
Yeah. What? When does it count? When you have some on your balls or what?
Yeah,
That's when you're officially old?
I think so. I think when your pubes go gray, that's got to be a real shitty thing to look at. Yeah. You look down one day
just
and your balls are gray.
Shit,
ain't no one want to suck those.
Yeah, but so I was living in Compton, and there was drive-bys all the time. Like, there was like a fucking bullet hole in my bathroom. And then the first time I specifically got shot at was maybe like 2 years after that. I was playing soccer in
after Rodney King.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Like, cause like 2 years. So 94 was the first time that I can specifically remember. Mm-hmm. We were playing soccer at a park. Yeah. Next to my house, and a car just passed by shooting.
Right.
And you could hear the bullets hitting the grass around us and shit.
Damn.
Like, I grew up around just like all that wildness here, man. Like, I was DJing a party where somebody got shot.
Yeah, I mean, people really don't realize what that side of LA is like.
Yeah.
Including myself. I mean, of course I've been down there, right? But what was the most difficult thing to relearn? So it's from the waist down.
From like the chest.
The chest down.
Yeah, so I can't move or feel from I could feel one nipple and I can't feel the other.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Which one can you feel? The left?
I could feel this one and I can't feel this one. So you could rip this motherfucker off and I wouldn't feel it.
Right.
Yeah.
So the dick, no go.
No go on the dick.
What was that like?
Was
that the hardest part of it?
That was one of them because like
you were using it.
If there was something that I was meant to do at that time, it was dick down. I was digging them down.
At least you did a bunch of dicking before that. Not that it makes up for the fact, but
I sold myself that like when I had just gotten shot, I was like, well, at least I had fun. You know?
Right.
But then now I look back now and I'm like, at 21, you're a fucking baby, dude.
Right.
Like
you're like, find the cure, please.
Yeah, man. All this fucking I've been missing out. I mean, obviously I can still fuck, but I just can't feel it.
What happened with your girlfriend?
So I was with the girl that I was with.
Did she stay with you?
Yeah.
Through a lot of it.
Yeah, we were together like 6 months before when it happened. And then the crazy thing was that like maybe like 2 weeks to a month before that, I asked her. It was different. I wasn't thinking about gun violence, but I asked her like, yo, if something happened to me, you think you would still be with me? God. And then like 2 weeks or a month. Did she say yes? Yeah, she said yeah.
And then, really put her to the test.
Yeah,
huh?
Like when she walked into the hospital room when the first time after I had gotten shot, I just looked at her like, told you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then she stayed. Yeah, we stayed. She stayed. We stayed
for
together. We actually got married. We were together for 8 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a real one, man. Like we split up, but we're still cool to this day. You know, like we still have a pretty dope relationship.
Did you figure out how to do things sexually? Sexually speaking.
Yeah. We kind of like explored that shit together. You know, yeah.
You did.
It was kind of weird because I was actually her first everything too.
Really?
So she was like unexperienced. So it was literally we were fucking experimenting without the shit. You know. Yeah.
So, did it take you a while to get there?
Not really. Like I was fucking around. Like we were messing around in the rehab and shit, you know. But as far as like sex and all that, because it's weird. Like so like what happens is like I feel like a lot of people don't know this, but like the way how erections work for us is like we get a double erection. A lot of people don't know that. So you get the one. You get like so if someone's like touching your shit or like is any would. But then after that, like when you're gonna, let's say when you start having sex, your brain sends a signal down to your dick that says, "Stay hard, my boy, because we putting in work right now."
Yeah. So that's right.
Yeah. So I don't get that signal. So I have to take something. I have to take like Viagra or something.
You don't get that signal?
No. What my brain tries to send the signal, but where my injury is, it stops.
Right. So 1/2 of the erection
doesn't work. Yeah. So if you touch my shit, it'll get hard, but it like.
Whoa. Okay. So you still can get an erection.
Yeah.
Wait. What?
I
okay.
can.
So take me back. All right. Go.
Well, I can, but the thing is that because I don't get that second signal, it doesn't last that long. So if you're lucky, you'll get a 5-minute woo without anything. So you have to take something like Viagra or. There's a whole lot of shit like Cialis.
So
all this
crazy.
Shit.
Okay, so wow.
Or there's like these injections that you put in your dick, like
right. But your brain, on its own volition, can get your dick up whilst being paralyzed.
No.
Not
at
all.
Well, no. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like the signal, like my brain tries to send that signal down, but where my injuries. It stops it, so I don't get the second signal to like stay hard.
No, but what I'm saying is, you can still get hard even for a second.
Yeah, but that's from like that's what I'm saying. Like we just have like the nerves in our shit that anything might trigger. Like
so
if
someone has to be touching.
Yeah, basically, or move.
But you still can get a boner without anything.
Yeah.
That is what's crazy to me. I thought it just. Dead.
No.
Got it, but someone has to be touching it.
Yeah, and then like you still get like morning woods.
Right, and in your brain, like all the same chemical reactions still happen, right? Like while you're having sex, do you feel the same drive?
Nah.
No.
Nah, like having an injury is basically like cutting your balls off. So like.
Right.
I that's one of the things that I say. Like I've been cool. Like suicide has never kind of like entered my head at any time.
Right.
But one of the things that I do say that if I had the same sex drive that I did before my injury, I would have fucking blown my brains out already. Yeah, if I wasn't satisfying that, yeah.
Right.
But I don't get like like I don't get that like urge. I don't get that like horniness. Like I don't get none of that. That's all testosterone.
Right.
So I really realized like.
Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
After my injury is when I really like your dick does a lot of thinking for you, bro. Like it is really leading a lot of the way, bro. It is affecting a lot of the way that you're thinking.
Cause I had no idea that you still even had the possibility of getting erect.
No.
So if you take Viagra, you'll get erect because it's all blood, right?
Yeah,
blood flow and
well,
shit.
What that does, it just keeps it hard for a long time, you know.
Yeah.
That's the only
So you can still do that shit, right?
Oh yeah, I can still. Yeah.
Yeah. What about busting loads?
Nah.
That's
you can,
impossible.
You can, but it's almost impossible. Like if you're like.
How can you?
So they make like these vibrators that are kind of like special for.
Does it go up your ass?
No. Like you literally just kind of like hold it to your balls, kind of thing, and it just.
You ever think about trying the prostate? The old tickly dude.
It might work.
Bill Murray, you know what I mean?
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I'm sure you get a little, but I don't think it's the same as like.
So how could you might possibly come? Does it happen to paralyzed people ever?
It does, but it's like almost impossible. Like just if you're just trying to do it.
Right. Is a wet dream possible? Is that?
I have no idea. Like,
but how would it be possible?
I don't think it is possible because again, it goes back to like you're like when you're having that wet dream, your brain sends a signal to your dick like let it go.
But you said there's like these weird off chance that it has happened, right?
Like I know people, like I know a quad that they had a daughter through the whole with that vibrator thing.
So what does the vibrator thing do? Does it
like stimulates? I don't know. It stimulates it in the right way where you bust a nut, but we don't. So when you bust a nut, like again, your brain sends a signal to your dick, and then it tells. There's like that little thing that makes you shoot that shit out.
Yeah, baby.
Cause that's how you get people pregnant. Cause like that
fucker goes like you shoot at it's like 90 miles an hour comes out your dick.
Yeah.
And that's not even a made up number.
No, yeah.
I remember learning that.
You know why that happens, right? Because
baby, that's the fourth gear.
No, the reason that it has to come out like that is because
it's got to reach the egg.
Because the sperm has to travel kind of like the equivalent of like going from LA to New York. So
it's like Superman,
that
baby.
shooting is taking the plane.
They're on a mission.
Yeah. That's why they. So what happens with us if we do bust a nut? It doesn't shoot. It just kind of like.
Just kind of locks out.
It kind of just like dribbles out all sadly.
Wait for me.
Yeah. I'm still here. You know? That type shit. So it's wild, man. Like.
Can they like take the sperm out your ball sack?
I'm sure there's some kind of way to like for people that want to get like pregnant and
do
have
like
the money to pay.
artificial
I'm sure
insemination.
I'm sure there's things that they can do with that shit.
Wow. Well, that's a bit more exciting than I thought. I just thought it was like there's nothing ever again going on down there.
No, yeah.
What about taking shits?
That's a whole nother fucking thing. So like you have to we basically call it a bowel program. So you kind of try to train your body to like you try to go like take a shit around the same times. Mm-hmm. And then there's different things. Different people do different things. Like so when you have a neck injury, this is the fucked up part that when you have a neck injury, you have like you lose function of your hands and shit. So you literally have to have someone fucking in your ass fucking.
Oh, someone's gonna pull your shit out. Yeah,
so there's different ways. Like some people use like suppositories. They'll put a suppository
I've
in.
done those.
Wait like 30 minutes and then sit on the toilet and see if the magic happens.
Yeah.
And then if nothing happens, then you kind of have to dig some shit out.
Damn, dude, they got to get up in there.
Get up
Bob
in there.
the Builder.
Yeah.
They got to
scrape
the walls.
Yeah, so there's different, and then there's people that just use kind of like enemas where they just kind of like.
Yeah, those are for pussies. Dude.
Yeah. So there's different people.
Pull it. I want the puller.
Well, that's the fastest way to do it. Like, because this is one of the things that sucks when you have an injury. Like, basically everything takes longer. So like, And then most people, they'll fucking be sitting on a toilet from like 15 minutes to an hour, just waiting to take a shit.
That's like me.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
take
good,
my
bro.
time on there, dude. I
I'm like-
love shitting. Shitting is one of my favorite things. I bring my phone in every time. I love it.
Yeah.
And it's a little gay, but I'm okay with that. Like, I like the feeling of shitting physically. I love it.
Well,
It's a prostate situation. I'm gay. But okay, so you're on the bowel program. So you basically train your body to like kind of, it's almost like tricking your body into saying every 6 hours we're shitting.
Basically,
and you need to get on my schedule, bitch.
Yeah.
Got it.
For most people.
But you don't feel it?
No, I don't feel shit.
Interesting. So what do you do?
I don't use anything. I just fucking. I just
Hell
pull that shit
yeah,
out,
that's what I'm fucking talking about, dude. That's what.
Hey, I'm in there. I'm fucking 10, 15 minutes. I'm not.
Yeah,
trying to
dude. I'm about to start doing.
I'm
that.
like with anything
You're
that
getting
comes.
You're getting me going now, dude.
You're gonna fucking get a bit of leadership with Danny working with.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Nah, like for me, like I mean, there's a lot of people that aren't comfortable talking about shit and all what comes with it. But for me, and like
that's all I talk about. You're in the right building.
Yeah, like as long as I just see shit as medical procedures, you know. That I don't. I'm not fucking. You know, I'm not like.
Yeah, I'm getting down.
Yeah. So.
Right, and everyone shits.
Yeah,
it's one of those weird things. Same with jacking off, pissing, shitting, jacking off, sex. We all do it, and it's a huge part of everybody's life. So let's stop pretending, right, that you don't fart and shit like that.
Yeah, I kind of miss that. I miss a good fart, bro. I miss just letting them rip.
Oh, so no farts.
No, I do.
But it just sneaks out.
No, luckily there's things that I can do. So like if I put pressure on my stomach. Or like if I bend down all the way and like I kind of, because sometimes you do need to get some gas out.
Yeah.
And you kind of try to push and or turn like this, and sometimes
really.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I know other injuries that they'll just randomly they'll just be rolling and.
No, but they're probably not loud, right?
It depends on the person. So
because I feel like the volume is all contingent upon the pressure.
Nah, bro. I have homies that let them rip, bro.
Have you ever surprised yourself?
Nah. Yeah, transferring like when I lift and like.
Has that ever happened?
I don't think in front of anybody, just to myself, just
okay.
And then it just makes me laugh, and I'm like, yeah, bro, just random.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I remember I was in a yoga class in a rehab one time, and this old dude, it was so funny. It was all guys, right? Yeah. And they had just the hottest girl on earth teaching these fucking psychopaths yoga. And she's like, okay, we're going to do the egg roll. There's like, it was optional, so most of the guys didn't do it. So the only other person that was like in there with me were like the older guys who were like actually there to try to like, they were in bad shape.
Yeah,
right?
Try to get nimble and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there was this old guy who was like an old Army Ranger. It was just a badass motherfucker, but he was out of it. Pretty wet-brained. He just drank himself pretty much to death. But he was in there and he was... The female instructor was sitting right in front of him, like giving the direction. She was sitting up on her knees, right? And the guy was in the front row, and we were swinging on our back, right along our spine. And right when he goes back, dude, he just let the... It was like the loudest fart, just straight up into her bit, and she was in the middle of talking. So she's like, okay, guys, and now we're going to... And she's like, oh. And I just stood, and the guy was like, He's like, sorry. Hilarious.
My asshole likes to speak on its own sometimes.
So sometimes you'll twist up into bed, and shit will go down.
Yeah. That's the thing.
And then pissing, catheter.
Catheters, yeah.
I've had a catheter.
Catheters suck. But I can't feel it.
I remember this chick taking it out. It was after I had a surgery, and I remember I remember it so vividly because this girl was also just beautiful. And I was like 13 in this hospital in Philly. And I remember her, I don't remember coming into the room. All I remember is her touching my dick, my little dick, and my dick was so small, she was touching it with her index and her thumb. Like, that's all she could fit. And she was, like, putting this gel around my dick hole, and I remember feeling so embarrassed. I'd, like, just started growing pubes, so I had, like, 3 long pubes that she had to, like, get out of the way.
That's fucked up, man.
But I was on a bunch of meds. So I don't remember feeling pain, but I remember it feeling so just crazy coming out. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's just a crazy sensation. But anyways, damn, this has been late.
It's been late.
What else were you about to say?
I
feel like I could ask you so many questions about this. Because these are things I feel like a lot of people think about and just don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and then a lot of people in like on my side, like with spinal cord, like there's a lot of people that don't have like the confidence to really talk about some stuff.
Which I totally get.
Yeah. But I
get that. I mean, it's such an intense experience alone that I feel like just that in general, it's one of those things, like I don't even want to talk about it. Like I even have that, obviously, doesn't surmount to that at all, but like my experience with drugs and shit, I just feel like I've talked about it so much and it's been a huge part of my life in general that I'm just like, I don't even want to talk about it, right? Because it's like for a while it was all I was doing every day, right? Was either doing it and then trying to stop doing it. So I was just like so over any questions around that I'm sure people probably have that experience too, or it's sensitive, right?
Well, for me, it's like a lot of people won't have like the courage to ask me a lot of the questions, So it's like that's why I like a reason like that. I'm down to do like I've been doing like my podcast, down to do yours, and then like the comedy. And it's like
I mean, in the comedy room, I love it. No one holds back, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I love that you're like inviting about it and you allow it to happen and you laugh. Like, I think that's the attitude to have, right? Where it's like, and you could tell, it's like there's a closeness that will develop from that. Just like allowing your friends to just shit all over you. But it's for no other reason than to laugh. That's it. We're all trying to laugh. No one actually means anything by it, right?
Yeah.
And like sometimes I remember I had that joke. I think it was at a show, and I was like, you were wearing a Spider-Man costume when you got shot, and you were like, yeah. I was like, you should have wore a Batman costume because then the bullet would have bounced off you. Yeah. And remember, no one laughed except for you. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I even had that moment where I was like, oh, I look like an asshole. I look like a dick. Yeah. But you laughing saved me.
Well, that's one of the things that I have noticed is that if you do say something about me, if it's not funny, like if it's like some shit that people might take like offense and it's not funny, they'll fucking turn on you real quick.
Yeah. And that's that's not funny, really.
Yeah. Oh, shit was funny to me.
Yeah. But I think in general too, I mean, that was different, right? Because it was a show and we weren't with our friends. That wouldn't have happened if we were in a room full of comedians or whatever. But yeah, you're right. That's for sure. Yeah. And sometimes it does happen. I'm sure I've said shit that have been like, that could have been a much more well-crafted joke. But still, the attempt and you being open to it, I think, shows it's just you're real. I feel like you're real comfortable with who you are, and like that's inspiring just to comics in general. And you've certainly fit right into the crowd.
Yeah, it's been fun.
And everyone in there has got something.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I say I think everybody in general like has some shit. Just a lot of times you can't see. Like my shit's obvious, you could see it, but everybody's going through something. Where it's like something small. I mean, it might be something that we think is small, but to them might be huge.
Fuck yeah, Danny. Well, it's 12:58. We fucking did it. There's obviously going to be a part 2 to this. I feel like I have many more questions, but thank you. Thank you for coming on. This has been a pleasure, and I think people will get a lot out of this, whether fucking 2 people listen to it or 2,000. You know, I thank you for coming on and being willing to go there.
No, for sure. Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
So yeah, thanks for watching. This is Nothing to See Here. This is Danny. Tell him who the fuck you are, bro.
Mi nombre es Daniel.
Sí.
Daniel Alvarez. You guys could check out my
You got a
socials,
podcast?
D Alvarez TV. If you guys want to follow my Instagram and all that, and I have my own podcast. It's called the Paralyzed Artist Podcast.
Ooh, this is Nothing to See Here. Yeah. Anything else, dude?
No.
Thank you guys.
Pleasure.
I love you. Welcome to the worst show on earth. And go fuck your mother.
Ooh.